Welcome to the Uffsides NFL end of season retrospective. We're talking the best games of 2013, the best plays of 2013, and also the worst of the NFL in general. How about them Seahawks?
I'm not getting behind that.
What an incredible game.
It was just like a car wreck. It was a non-stop car wreck of dump-covered cars.
So is it wrong that I get turned on by car wrecks? Let's talk best games of 2013. Looking back on the season, this is the one that pops out right away. Broncos 51, Cowboys 48. Tony Romo, one of the games of his life. Just one problem. He was the second best quarterback in the game. It ended in the perfect way of any NFL game, which is, of course, a Tony Romo game-sealing interception.
It could have been conservative, worst case, go to overtime.
Tony Romo conservative.
Forcing balls all over the place.
Yeah, that's the story of my life.
Nice.
Nailed it. Next, let's talk about Week 12, Broncos at Patriots in primetime, frozen Foxborough. Man, the Broncos jumped all over the Patriots in the first half, went into the locker rooms at halftime, 24-0 Broncos lead. Boof, gone. What, 11 fumbles in the game?
Let's check.
11 fumbles in the game. I want to take a quick little detour here to talk about Week 14 and the snowstorm that hit the Mid-Atlantic region. 3 incredible games. Lions at Eagles was the first one. That was just the one that was in complete snowstorm. Just kicking was impossible.
Belichick football.
Get them kickers out of the game. That was not even the best game that weekend. I'd have to go to Pittsburgh, Dolphins at Steelers. The Steelers, hook and lateral, several laterals. Even the offensive linemen got in on it.
Yeah.
Roethlisberger tossed to Antonio Brown, stepped out just that much. And yeah, what could have been one of the greatest plays in NFL history, just a Steelers loss that kept him out of the playoffs. And yet, that was not even the most insane finish of the week, because in Baltimore, Vikings at Ravens, a game that was 7-6 Ravens through 3 quarters, over the final 125 or 6 seconds, 5 touchdowns, 36 points. Dennis Pitta, short touchdown. Toby Gerhart going the length of the distance, just busting through guys. Jacoby Jones takes the next kickoff back for a touchdown. Cordero Patterson for the Vikings. Vikings get the game-sealing interception. They're gonna win. No. Pass interference penalty. Ravens keep the ball. Touchdown with 5 seconds left. Marlon Brown back of the end zone.
You sounded like a child explaining something to an adult.
Oh my God, it was amazing. Dad, it was amazing. My head exploded. Saints at Patriots worth mentioning. Kenbrell Tompkins in the back of the end zone as time runs out. I'm gonna put some asterisks on the Patriots' best wins of the season, because they got a little bit of an assist.
But they did it without Hernandez.
Yeah, did it without Aaron Hernandez.
Free Hernandez!
No, do not.
Viva la Hernandez!
Do not free Hernandez. Another game worth mentioning. Week 15, Packers at Cowboys. Packers down 26-3 at halftime. Looks like the Cowboys are going to cruise into the playoffs with an NFC East championship. And then Matt Flynn happened. You can't stop Matt Flynn in the second half. 4 touchdown passes. Will, you got to love the Cowboys defense this year.
Why do you hurt me?
Alex, give me your game of the year.
I love that wild card thriller, Kansas City at Indy. KC up 31-10 at the half.
38-10 in the third quarter
Just
after an
into the
Andrew
third
Luck
quarter.
interception.
What can you say? Second biggest comeback in postseason history.
Right
Andy.
after that Cyrus Gray wheel route got missed, the next drive was the Luck fumble. I'm gonna go with the NFC Championship game for the game of the year. Yes, I'm a Seahawks fan, but come on. Kaepernick running wild in the first half. The Seahawks offense being totally stifled until a 50-yard bomb to Doug Baldwin after Russell Wilson scrambled around. Kaepernick's insane throw to Anquan Boldin.
Yeah.
It was a jump pass. He had neither foot was on the ground when he threw that rocket.
Earl Thomas deflected it,
And Bolden still caught it. And then, of course, maybe the defensive play of the year, Richard Sherman tipping the ball to Malcolm Smith. What a game. That was the real Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Right there. That's the best 2 teams in the NFL. Whew. There you go. Best games of 2013. If your team got left off, that's intentional. It wasn't that great. Now we're talking best plays of the 2013 NFL season. I close my eyes and I envision the best play, and it's maybe not the best play of the year, but man, Gio Bernard's 35-yard touchdown run gets hit by 2 guys in the backfield on a sweep to the right. Brent Grimes misses not 1 but 2 tackles on the same play. All right, that's all we have to say, I guess. Another play worth mentioning, Terrell Pryor's 93-yard read option, just sprint. Nobody touches him. What I like about this is Mike Tomlin was very much a guy who poo-pooed the read option and said, like, oh, it's a flavor of the month sort of thing. Torched Adrian Peterson is, I think he gets 2 mentions here. The first play of the Vikings season, 78 yards to pay dirt, but that's not even the best run he had all year. Against was it the Cowboys?
Yeah.
Man, the Cowboys are showing up on the wrong side. They lifted him off the ground. His feet were both off the ground, and he somehow reoriented his body and carried 4 tacklers into the end zone. Unreal.
You say somehow, like you haven't seen the Cowboys defense try to tackle.
Hey, how about special teams? Matt Prater had an NFL record 64-yard field goal.
Oh, cool. A kicker did his job.
How about Calvin Johnson? This is,
Was this against the Cowboys?
No.
Not his 300-yard game.
Was this,
This was against Cincy.
yeah, Calvin Johnson against the Bengals. And if you look at Stafford, he points like 45 degrees in the air. Like, hey, I'm throwing this just into the sky.
To the birds.
You,
And he's calling for a home run.
Calvin Johnson, I'm going to need you to take flight and catch this ball. 3 defenders in the end zone. No big deal. How about, we're talking about great touchdown catches. I'm going to go Michael Floyd, 35 yards against Seattle. Wins the game for the Cardinals. The first time a team has beaten a team in Seattle in 2 years. How about play of the year? What do you think is the play of the year?
Being partial to San Francisco, I'll go with Navarro Bowman's 89-yard pick 6 to close the stick. Final game of Candlestick Park.
Yeah, that was shaping up to be a Niners loss.
And I was there,
Huge.
and he was running along the sideline next to me, and I just slapped my own face. I could not believe it.
I'm going to go play of the year for me is Packers versus Bears, Week 17. Aaron Rodgers makes a great play to get out of a tackle and then just chucks it downfield. That is ballsy. He's like, you know what? Fuck it, I'm just going to win this game right now. Fun aside, I actually saw him at a Super Bowl party, and like my wife is a huge Cal fan, and she was like afraid to say hi to him, so I like slapped him on the shoulder. I was like, go Bears. And then I realized the Bears are their main division rival. So he just looked at me, didn't smile. He was just like, why would you say that? And I realized that I came off as a Chicago fan. Thought I had a moment with Aaron Rodgers.
Oh, classic.
Nope. No recap of the NFL 2013 season would be complete without talking about the worst of the season. Talking worst games, worst players, worst everything.
Woo.
What jumps out to you?
What jumps out to me right now, again, going back to Navarro Bowman, that torn ACL and MCL, that they just showed
Fox.
over and
Fuck,
over
like they're
again.
trying to show that he got the interception, that it wasn't like a fumble recovered by the
Yeah.
Seahawks, and they're like, oh no, it looks like an interception. Meanwhile, completely ignoring that his knee is
And
just
the angle they showed
blowing
it
out.
at.
I'm gonna have to go with Matt Schaub and the Texans. They won their first 2 games by on the last drive, and then lost their next 14, powered by Matt Schaub with 4 straight weeks of pick sixes. Oh, Texans. What else was terrible? How about Greg Schiano? I can coach us into this loss. I think what really makes it, aside from the MRSA, am I saying that right? MRSA?
Is it MSRA?
MRSA. It's MRSA.
Marissa Miller.
I would give her staff.
That can't go in the cut.
Oh, I'm sorry, longtime viewer Marissa Miller.
And of course, no worst of list can ever exist year to year without mention of the Redskins. All in for week 1. What they didn't mention about going all in is that you can lose all your chips right away. And possibly the worst story of 2013 in the NFL would be the whole Jonathan Martin, Richie Incognito, Dolphin scandal. We now have text messages that were exchanged between them. Now please enjoy a dramatic reading of these text messages. Playing the role of Jonathan Martin will be Alex, Uffsides whipping boy. And in the role of Richie Incognito, the role he was destined to play, Will Bukema. Handsome Will. Gentlemen, please.
I should be destroying that.
I'm sorry.
That's
That sister was a major hater. You down for teas?
Nah, I'm grossed out by prostitutes.
Haha, you. They're strippers who go the extra mile.
That's an interesting way to put it, but do it for me.
All right, and that's a record for bleeping. There you go, folks. Best games, best plays, worst of the NFL 2013. Oh man, enjoy the off season. My off season is just it's just getting through things. Archer and Justified right now, Game of Thrones, World Cup, Mad Men, and then NFL season. That's how I do it. I don't know. What's your off season regimen? Don't answer that.